ever wondered what a beta reader is or how to use them? Today we're going to look at just that. Hi guys, today we're going to discuss beta readers, specifically what they are and how to use them as a writer. A beta reader is a non-professional who reads your work to tell you what they like or dislike. They're basically a test round before you give your book to real readers who are buying your book. So you give beta readers your work for free to let you know if there are any major problems. In terms of problems, a beta reader should tell you what they like or dislike about your work and about anything that disrupts the flow of your work as they read it. Now, a beta reader is not getting your final version, but they should also not be getting your first draft. A beta reader you want to use after you have meticulously gone through your work and tried to find every spelling and grammatical error in there before you give it to them. Hopefully this will mean they won't have a problem with the flow in terms of a wrong spelling or grammar issues, but instead they can tell you if a character is not working for them, if something feels out of place, if the structure's too slow, too fast, they can let you know. You also do not want to use beta readers after your paid edit. Ultimately, the paid edit should be one of the last things you do because this costs a lot of money. Now, if you did the edit before you had a beta reader could say this entire chapter isn't working for me. And if that happens across multiple betas, then you should probably change that, which means the money you've paid the editor for that chapter, you may as well have flushed down the toilet. As a writer, you find beta readers all around. You're basically looking for other book nerds who are interested in your genre, who are around the age of the reader you are aiming for, and you want them to be varied from male, female, non-binary, different races of people, people from different backgrounds, anything you can get. You want the broadest range of people you can get within your target audience. You can find these people in your own friends on Facebook or on Twitter. If you post a status asking for readers, then surely some will come. You can also find people on Goodreads who will read your work. You can join book clubs. You could ask book clubs if they would like to all be beta readers for you, and you could go to their meetings where they can discuss your work every week. Or there are other sites you can go to which are specifically to find beta readers. Personally, I haven't had to use them yet, but you might. Also, when you are searching for your beta readers, make sure to give them a good rundown of what genre and age group your book is written for. For example, you don't probably want a 10-year-old to read a book that you've written for a 26-year-old adult, very graphic novel. This would not go down well, and you're probably going to have some angry parents on your case. Likewise, you don't want a 40-year-old reading a teenage vampire novel and for them to complain about how immature the characters are. They're supposed to be teenagers, therefore they will act mentally and physically like a teenager would, not how a 40-year-old would act. So when you advertise, when you write that status, when you write to your friends, make sure you say it is this type of novel in this genre, this many words, I expect a chapter a week. I will give you a questionnaire to fill out at the end. If you're interested, please let me know. When you are searching for a beta reader, you want to make sure they understand what you are expecting from them and what they should expect from you. For a beta reader, you're giving them a free PDF or Google document of your book with the request that they read it for you and let you know what they think. As the writer, you will give them normally questions at the end of each chapter. A beta reader is not going to go through sentence by sentence or paragraph by paragraph and give you feedback. Ideally, and most of the time, you're going to give them a questionnaire at the end. They will read a chapter or so many pages. They will answer your questions such as, did you like this character? What did you think? What vibe did you get? What do you think is going to happen later on? Did this work for you? Da 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 da. The questions could be endless, and you generally will want to do it on a scale of 1 to 10. Then you can compare all your beta readers and see what you're doing correctly and what perhaps you need to work on a bit more. In terms of how often and how much, as I said, you probably want to send a beta reader a chapter a week or so many pages a week, and you want the feedback as soon as you can, so ideally weekly. Obviously, you're not paying these people, so they have busy lives. You're not going to be their top priority. So sometimes they might run over to 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Generally, as a rule of thumb, if someone takes over a month to send you a chapter back, send them a polite message and just ask if they're enjoying it, if they want to stay in or not. If for any reason a beta reader wants to leave, they are perfectly allowed to do that. They are not in a contract with you. But a good thing to do is to ask them why the book isn't working for them, because ultimately this is a critique and feedback in itself. If they don't want to continue, what's wrong with the book? Always make sure you're polite and grateful to these people. They are really helping you out. You can never afford to pay this many people to read your work and give you feedback. They are helping you out of the goodness of their heart and for the love of books. So please be nice. Whilst being nice, you will have to learn to take criticism. Ultimately, you're asking these people to tell you what they like, but also what they dislike in your work. Your feelings are gonna be hurt, but it is all constructive. If you obviously get a beta reader who is just slamming your work and no one else is, then maybe you need to discuss with that person, do you really want to be a beta reader? Do you like this genre? Find out if it's the genre themselves they don't like or your work. Maybe they can be released from your beta set. But for others, they're gonna give you bad feedback because they're gonna tell you what's wrong. Just remember, smile, nod, ask for more detail if you need it, and if not, cry in the corner and then fix the problem. Perhaps the last thing I will say on beta readers is to always use them. Do not skip this phase. Some people believe beta readers aren't useful because they're not professionals, because they're not writers, they don't make a living out of critiquing books, but that is a good thing because 99% of your readers are not going to be making a living out of reading books. So ultimately, beta readers are your future audience. You need to know what your future audience has a problem with before you go through all the aggro and all the money of publishing and getting the cover done and all of the marketing to then have your book flop. Please use beta readers. Be nice, be grateful, and accept their criticisms. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to see it as soon as I upload, click that little bell down below. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Tumblr. I post general bookish pictures, as well as my writing tips and unboxings on there. If you would like to see these tips in written format, you can go to my website. The link is below this video. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye!